For people like us, it's better to go to the desert, breathe the clean air and being away from the things that are trouble for us, which is life.
Just a half an hour in the real world, I can't speak. I'm in agony.
When you're afflicted with this, it's like you have to figure out how to survive.
Why do you read books this way?
Well, the fumes from the ink is a problem for me, and the paper itself is too. I would like to be able to read a couple of pages before the ink would get to me, just the ink fumes.
Do you spend a lot of time reading up here?
Yeah, I spend maybe a couple of hours a day reading, something like that.
What do you tend to do with the rest of your time?
All kinds of other things, including things I don't want to go into.
I've been living out of my truck for approximately 5 to 6 years, and thank God I'm short. This is my sleeping bag. I purchased another one last fall, but I didn't get it off-gassed enough for me.
What does it mean to off-gas?
So a lot of the times these sleeping bags are treated with something that makes them waterproof, which is deadly for me. What needs to be done is they need to be hung out in the sun, and then I need to soak it for, maybe 4 or 5 soaks on a nightly basis, and then throw it on the line so that gets all the chemicals out.
When I first moved here, I was the only one. I didn't feel much like a pioneer. I just felt like somebody trying to survive. So I helped other people move here so I could have people where I could walk over to their house. I was an engineer, so I had worked on my first home, learned some things, and then helped other people build their homes. This we roll cornstarch on the wall with a paint roller, and then put the roll up and unroll it down onto the cornstarch, and then we use the drywall smoothing tool to squeegee out the foil. I mean, you can literally shit in it, wrap it up, and seal it tight, and you won't smell it. Camper's trick.
How do you decide which articles you want to read?
Well, these are things that other people send to me. They're sent to me by email, but because since I don't use a computer, I actually don't read them on a computer. I have a deal with a photocopy shop in town. They go in and print out all my emails and hand them to me on a piece of paper, on a stack of paper. And that's what I'm hanging up here.
I actually like living out in the middle of nowhere. I'll probably end up staying here for the rest of my life. This is the piece of property where I plan on building the house. Some of the other homes are what we term normies, but for the most part, I think I'm far enough away from things to where I'll be okay.
How do you feel that soon you're going to be moving from your truck into hopefully a home of your own?
Well, it will be nice to be able to have a little more space. But, I've kind of gotten used to sleeping in this, what I term a cocoon,
Do you think you're going to emerge out of this cocoon as a different person?
I don't think so. I'm just, the way I am.
When I moved here, I think the success rate for custom homes for people with MCS was maybe 1 in 5. And by success, that meant that they could move in like within 2 or 3 years. So imagine making mortgage payments on a custom house that you built for huge bucks, and you can't live in it. A lot of people ended up bankrupt, and many people suicided because of that failure.
It really kind of hit when I ended up getting married and I was pregnant with my daughter. I was getting sensitive to, some of the guys' cologne. The family doctor really didn't know. He basically said, oh, you're just depressed. Go on some antidepressants. And I refused. And then I had my daughter and continually got sicker after that.
Does she come to see you in Snowflake?
I haven't seen her for about 7 years.
I would be happier if I lived my normal life. I was an engineer. I lived in an apartment. I went to work every day. I had computers on my desk. It sort of came gradually. I noticed that some things started smelling really, really strong. Sometimes it felt like your skin was on fire, and I just got sicker and sicker. And I guess at that point it was like somebody standing with a gun to your head and said, "You're gonna do something or you're not gonna live."
Medical care is becoming almost impossible for us. The modern medical office is wireless everything. And doctors are interesting beings. I need to get back further. This thing is...
It's too close.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's not working so well for me.
When my camera's too close, what does it make you feel?
I'm starting to get fuzzy-headed. I can't think so well. It feels to me like there's a 3-year-old that's going, hey, 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 only it's in my head. I mean, not talking to me, but constantly interrupting. So I just get interrupted to the point where it's like, how you feel when you're constantly interrupted and you can't concentrate because you keep getting interrupted? Only I self-interrupt.
Do you think that there is a psychological component to environmental illness?
I really don't think that underlying psychological issues are a big deal.
Well, I don't think anybody who has it think it's psychosomatic. Once you got it, you know what it is.
What would you say to those people who might say this is a psychological condition or that it's not real?
Get your head out of your ass. Yeah, humans are neurotic. Do I know people who have MCS that have mental health problems? Of course they do. Well, so which came first? Well, I don't know.
The world is becoming more and more polluted. We're all being affected on a cellular level. We are the warning signal.
I lost 13 years of my life in this place. The place that I never ever wanted to return. My name is Christopher Scott. I was wrongly convicted of capital murder.